This is a Tegrity overview for students, covering some of the common features that students find very beneficial with Tegrity. Students use Tegrity for 24/7 access to course content, the ability to speed up or slow down recordings for playback in review process, to fill in notes after class, for viewing a class that was missed, for keyword searches in studying or group review process around a class, and the ability to download recordings for playback without internet access as students travel to and from games and various events. To view Tegrity, you need to log into Blackboard, our learning management system, select the appropriate course, click on the Tegrity Classes link from the course menu, located on the left-hand side of the screen. Be aware of pop-up blockers from your web browser that prevent you from getting to the Tegrity recording. The Tegrity recording will display in a new tab within your browser window. So as an example, we log into Blackboard. Look at our list of courses. Look for Tegrity Classes in the course menu. Be aware of pop-up blocker messages. Sometimes there's a dedicated window. Sometimes there's just a little icon that shows up. There's always the click here to open your Tegrity session list. If you get prompted for a needed plugin, which does happen the first time you use a new browser, and it will provide a link and opportunity to walk through a few steps to install that browser. If you run into problems installing the plugin for your browser, then you can contact the help desk at 7800 or stop down in the Lower Hendrickson Center to seek assistance. Alright, so once you're into Tegrity, you'll see a list of recordings that have been created. When you click on one of the recordings, it will pull up this type of a user interface, and I just want to run through some key elements to draw your attention to. In the upper right hand corner is the search box. This is where you can search across this course for keywords tied to an item that you may be looking for. Anything that was covered within a PowerPoint will essentially be a searchable element. You can double click on the computer generated content window to allow it to become full screen. So sometimes in this rich media view, an Excel spreadsheet can be difficult to see the detail of. Double clicking on that window or on that frame will blow it up to be full screen as the recording continues to play. So this allows you to see it in greater detail. To get out of the full screen mode, just click on Escape on your keyboard. On the right hand side, we have the bookmarks and notes area. These are bookmarks or notes that the instructor can put in, or you as the student can add to in any recording that you have access to. And we'll walk through the steps of how to do that in just a minute. You notice the timeline has a number of dashes across it, and those are dedicated bookmarks and notes that have been implemented into this recording. Below the timeline, we have the ability to speed up or slow down recordings as they play back. We have volume capability as well. And then over on the right hand side, we have a window that allows downloads and printing are two key features that students definitely find to be beneficial. and we'll walk through those here in just a second. So when you arrive into your list of Tegrity courses, you'll see all the recordings that have been created for that course to date. They list in order of the creation date, and as we click on one, it will open up thumbnails for a variety of points throughout that recording, allowing you to start at any of those thumbnail locations. And go ahead and start this recording. First off, we're going to walk through installing Blog. Okay, so this recording already has some bookmarks listed in it. You'll notice as I hover over them, they get highlighted. And essentially there were URLs within the Tegrity recording of the PowerPoint that automatically created bookmarks for us. Not everything has a URL tied to it, but if I click on one of the bookmarks with the URL, it will open a new window and take me to that URL location. Below the box where the bookmarks and notes are listed, we can add in additional bookmark for ourselves by selecting is this point unclear or is this point important. So essentially, do I have a question about this, or is this something I should try to remember? We can add those in by clicking the add button, and it drops it into the list. So this point needs more clarification. You'll notice as I hover over it, we also see an indicator to tweet this bookmark, which would tweet a link, and anyone with access to the course would be able to view that link. We can email this bookmark by clicking on the envelope. It pulls up my username from logging into the system. I can send this to a classmate or maybe the instructor with a personal message indicating a question about what's going on here and what I maybe had problem with within the recording. The nice thing is it includes this bookmark, so the instructor has a link to get to that exact point as a point of reference for the conversation. So you can add bookmarks and notes into this area here. Very useful tool, especially for some of the flipped courses. As we play back the content, we can speed it up, or we can slow down the recording. Very, very handy. Now you'll notice the computer content that has been generated here, kind of hard to read. If I double click on it, it brings it up full screen and allows me to much more easily make sense of what is there and taking place. To get out of that mode, I just press the escape key. So that can be very helpful, especially for business students looking at Excel spreadsheets. In the lower right, we have the download recording. I click on that, it gives me a description of the recording. I can go ahead and download that recording. Opens up the download bar for me, which will take a minute here to finalize. But the benefit of downloads is you can now take this on the road with you where you don't have internet access. It's making a copy of this recording. It downloaded it. I'm going to double click on that element and run that application. It's going to extract the file. And I think it's going to open up a default browser in Internet Explorer. Here it comes. Tegrity downloads. Let me minimize that for a minute. The downloads is the list of downloads that I've done previously. So I can go back and play back any of these because they're sitting on my computer now. The thing is, you can only view it on the computer it was downloaded on. So you can't download it in a lab, copy that file, and watch it on your laptop later. You have to download it on the machine you want to watch it on later. Alright, we have a pop-up blocker running here. Allow blocked content. Allow blocked content again. And there's the player. So it's allowing us to play it back. Alright, so that's the download feature. A lot of people aren't always aware of it, but it's very, very handy. In addition, so let's say you're in a flipped class environment and the instructor does a recording before class starts. We can look to print that recording in the thumbnails, and as we open up the print menu, and once again, just in case you missed it, down in the lower right, I'm going to hover over the print icon here, click on that, it opens up a window. I can now select how many slides per sheet I want. I'm going to go with 3 slides and notes. So now I can review the recording, maybe make notes tied to key elements. My slides aren't that good, but it gives you an idea of maybe another way that printing the slides and note-taking can be a benefit to your use of Tegrity for success as a student. Alright, so we also have a thumbnail view and another way to send an email to the instructor about something tied to this course. Now, doing it from a bookmark makes a link of that location of the recording. Sending an email from the icon in the lower right of the playback window does not send a link. It only knows that something came from that recording, not a specific point within that recording. So best practice is to create a bookmark and send an email to your instructor or a classmate from that bookmark so that they have a link to that exact point in the recording for conversation. One final feature within Tegrity is the ability to chat with friends or classmates. By clicking on the little person, you can pull up people, and I only have one person online at this point. Here are different courses that they're enrolled in with me. I can have a conversation as a course, or as a course discussion, or with that individual person. But it opens up essentially a chat window. I can type a message, send it off to them, and they can reply back. We can kind of correspond over the Tegrity content this way. It can be very useful in connection with the bookmarks piece tied to a common recording. Alright, that's quite a bit. Let's jump back to our PowerPoint here. So we kind of walk through the different elements of the playback screen for Tegrity and how it can benefit you as a student. There we go. Another way students can benefit from Tegrity and other instructional technologies here at St. Mary's University is with mobile access. So if you have a tablet or an iPhone or Android smartphone device, there are apps available for Blackboard, Tegrity, and Google Drive. Feel free to download those, check them out. We hear a lot of positive things about students who are on the go having that kind of accessibility. Not quite as robust as working from your computer, but it does help out for a lot of people in a lot of ways. So enhancing learning at St. Mary's. St. Mary's is committed to serving the needs of our learners, and that's why we have invested in tools like Blackboard, Tegrity, and Google Apps. Those tools help encourage successful learning along with small class sizes for individualized attention. We have a Student Success Center that's available for group study as well as individual tutoring, and they also are a great resource for just kind of developing study habits. Students still need to work hard, still need to study hard, but St. Mary's is providing a variety of support options to help students succeed. Essentially, St. Mary's is investing in you as a student in the success here at St. Mary's towards your future. I hope this has been helpful.